recording, yeah. You can hear it?
Yes, I can.
What is up? All right, let's do this over again. You ready? Why did I clap? We're not even doing video. At least they'll know.
I like how you said, let's start this over again when I haven't said a word.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Killer Keemstar, and I'm here with...
Only use me, Blade.
This is the BadKidCast, the audio cast that you listen to
while you game.
We're available on iTunes, Android, and right here on...
YouTube.
Ladies and gentlemen, today, Only Use Me Blade is leaving Buffalo.
Yes, I am. After this podcast, I am going to the airport, and I'm getting on a plane, and I'm going to Seattle, Washington for one of my best friend's weddings.
That is awesome. Now, you told me that they had the bachelor party where?
In New Orleans at Mardi Gras.
That's insane.
On Bourbon Street.
I might want to just get married just to have that experience.
That would be, yeah, that would be such an epic experience.
Call it off the next day.
Yeah, no shit. And actually, I told someone about that. They're like, did he plan his wedding around? Like, that's convenient. And I'm just like, I'm going to ask him. I'm like, did you plan your wedding saying, you know what would be awesome? Mardi Gras, bachelor party?
Yeah.
Because if you get married in, like, when is the right time to get married?
I don't believe in marriage, so I don't know.
I don't know. It seems like that should be something I know. But I don't know. I don't know.
I have strong feelings about marriage. Like, it doesn't logically make sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it seems... I look at human nature and how humans are and how they act, right?
Yeah.
And we see like a big amount of like divorces, right? We see divorces everywhere. Well, the thing is because I don't know, like I don't think people are meant to like be together forever.
So Aziz Ansari,
It's weird.
He had during a stand-up, he was talking about marriage, and he's like, just look at it from this point of view. If someone that didn't know anything about marriage, if you try to introduce that idea into them, they'd think you're crazy.
Right.
Because think about it, like, listen, I want to be with you, and I want to give you this ring to prove that I want to be with you. It just, the whole thing's stupid. I don't know.
Do you know that people didn't even propose? They didn't actually propose diamond rings until like the 30s.
Really? What did they do beforehand?
They just
clubbed them and said, "You're mine."
No, that's like cave. That's like you're talking like 6,000 years ago. I'm talking like 100 years ago.
Okay,
less than 100 years ago, right? When people got married, they were like, "Hey, do you want to marry me?" And they said yes or no, and then that's how it worked. What happened was,
so they would be married right there, or did they go through the whole ceremony?
They would do the ceremony or whatever the case may be, right?
Yeah.
What happened in like the 20s or the 30s or something like that is these diamond companies, right? They were like, they ran this like marketing campaign telling everyone like, if you're going to propose, you have to present a diamond ring, right? Like that's what you're supposed to do. And it worked. And it freaking worked. And like diamonds are worth nothing. Did you know this? Diamonds are like literally worth nothing.
What? How?
They're worth nothing. There's so many diamonds. You know what they do? They go and mine all these diamonds, and they have these like huge bins of diamonds that they just like protect, so they can have a lock on the market.
What? That's crazy.
You didn't know this?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, dude.
Well, aren't like isn't the whole thing like they got African kids like digging through the bowels? I don't know what the whole story is, but isn't shit going on in Africa? And like, what are blood diamonds? I don't really get that concept.
Blood diamonds are basically diamonds that come into the marketplace where like slavery was involved, or you know, so that's what they call blood diamonds.
Can I just say, if it's a shitty topic, if it's like an important topic but like really depressing, I'm not interested. Okay, I'll give you a good example. The Oscars happened.
Right.
I'm not gonna watch a movie about AIDS, and I'm not gonna watch a movie about slavery. I'm just not. You know what I mean? I'm not interested. And that Blood Diamond movie that came out a bunch of years ago, don't care. Sorry, Africans with no arms, but I don't care.
When they make really sad stories, I don't care to watch it.
Yeah.
Like those two movies, I had no interest in whatsoever.
Zero.
But at the same time, those same sad stories could be told on the History Channel, and I would be intrigued.
There you go. Yeah, just passing by and you'll see it. Yeah, that's one.
You know what I mean? Because they give you facts.
Give me an hour of depressing. You know, I watch this. You ever watch the 30 for 30?
No, what's that?
All right, 30 for 30 is this awesome series that's on ESPN, and it's literally little movies, okay? But it's about sports things that happen in sports. It won't go over like a whole person's career, but they'll talk about a certain instance in the career or whatever, right?
Right.
And they did this one about this NASCAR driver, right? And I'm watching, I'm like, this is awesome. Literally, The Ballad of Ricky Bobby, the Will Ferrell movie, this was like real life version of that. This dude,
really?
Yeah, like this dude would like, this is in the 80s. He was beating everyone so bad that he got out of the car and let the car keep rolling, and he like danced next to the car.
No way. Yeah. That's awesome.
And he would just do hella cocaine. He would fuck strippers and like party his ass off and like just live the, like, it's like the Wolf of Wall Street meets,
right.
Whatever, NASCAR, right? And so I'm watching this. I'm like, this is a fucking awesome story. This is like Ricky Bobby in real life.
Right.
I'm like, this is fucking cool. And then he got AIDS. And like I'm seeing it kind of like them hinting at him getting AIDS and the whole HIV and all that stuff.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm too far into it to stop. But I'm like, I could do without the AIDS part. You know what I mean? Like seriously, like that was so depressing. And when it started off so awesome, it's like I want to see people get drunk. I don't want to see them be hungover.
You want to see people live that rock star lifestyle.
Yeah.
And like just die right there.
Yeah.
No more living, bro. No more like.
Why draw it out?
You know what I mean? Like, because what happens, right, is when people like live this real party hard lifestyle, is they end up getting depressed, right? At the end of the day, it's usually what happens. It's a story that we're all led to believe.
It's the cliche of them like having a party with like 1 million people there, but they feel alone.
Like I guarantee that there are people that are rock stars that party that fucking live an amazing life like that live their whole life, even dying old, like happy. There might be cases of that.
I think like the Rolling Stones are a case like that because those dudes have been kicking it for like a century.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So anyhow, my point is I forgot my fucking point. I did forget my point. I did that stall where I said, anyhow, my point was, so I could try to
bring it back.
Yeah.
Yes. Like it's over the edge. You have this hand on. Like, I fucking dropped it. The boring AIDS part of the story.
Yeah. The thing is like, at the end of the day, I love the History Channel. It's a really good channel.
I got a scenario for you. Okay. So I watched. There's a show called. So stupid. There's a show called Girls, right? And I love the show. Whatever. There's this part where the grandmother's dying.
Yeah.
And the mom's like, "Hey, could you tell your grandmother that you're getting married?" And she's like, "I'm not getting married." She's like, "I know, but she's dying. She won't know the difference when she goes."
Right.
Could you do that?
I guess.
Is there anything morally wrong with that? I don't think so.
I don't know, dude. That's a weird thing. You know what I mean? If you're religious, you're going to think, well, why lie? She's going to see me from heaven. You know? But
it's ridiculous.
I'm just saying. I don't know. Like, you want them to be comfortable. You want them to go reassured.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's really weird when you think about death, right? Because if you think about death the way I think about death, it doesn't fucking matter.
What if... Okay, so like let's say...
She could punch her grandmother in her face. When she's dead, it don't matter.
Like, that's some cold shit right there.
I'm just saying.
What are you going to do, Grandma? Die already.
I'm just saying it wouldn't matter. It's not like... In my thought, and we all have different thoughts of death, right? Mm-hmm. But in my thought process, when she's dead, she's dead. There's nothing left to hold on to.
I'll give you another scenario. Okay, this is the flip side of it. Okay,
yeah.
You've seen the movie The Departed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's a part of The Departed where this dude's dying. He got a gunshot wound, and he knows that Leo is like the snitch, is like the rat, right?
Yeah.
Now, you're in the situation. You're about to die. Like you're about to die. Do you? At the last second, just go, oh, by the way, he's the rat, and croak over? Or do you just take that with you?
I'd say I'd spill the beans.
You'd spill the beans right at the end? Like,
yeah, and your very last breath.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what should be done throughout history, right?
Right before the last breath, just a quick tell on somebody? Like right before you exit, you just got to fucking be like...
No,
you did this.
There's been a lot of confessions on deathbeds, right? You know, I know who kidnapped so and so, or you know, I actually did. There was a dude on his deathbed.
Bro, I fucked your wife. Bye. You know what I mean? You know what would be fucked up is if you actually gave that confession and then you didn't die. You like came out of it. Like I've always thought about that. Like, you know, people talk about, this is bad that I'm talking about this because I'm about to fly a plane. But like I had this weird thought one time, like,
dude, you don't even want to hear about the dream I had the other night, dude. I had a dream that you fucking died, right? And that they were doing this like fundraiser or whatever on like YouTube and stuff, and they were selling freaking popsicles in the shapes of blades.
That's the most ridiculous shit ever. That's retarded. I had a
dream like that. But anyhow,
that's
sorry.
A weird dream.
I totally interrupted what you're saying.
And I was thinking about
You're about to fly.
Like if you're flying, right? Like, okay, so my buddy, his name's Bryant. Every time he goes on a plane, he always brings a cigarette and a lighter, and he doesn't smoke.
Oh, yeah.
And he says he does this, like, if the plane goes down, I'm lighting up.
Has he ever smoked before?
No, he used to smoke back in high school, but then he quit. Like, he got, like, a wife and kids and stuff like that. But also, I was thinking about, like, this whole concept of people doing, oh, my gosh, we're about to die. What am I going to do? Like, crazy stuff that you would do because you know you're about to die. And then imagine the plane just leveling out, you know?
Imagine if you're on the plane and you're just like punching people and like, yeah, we're all going to hell. Party on!
Seriously. Okay, I know this is going to sound messed up, man, but like if there's a crying baby on a plane and the plane's going down, I'm about to die, and the baby's been fucking screaming its head off, bloody murder the whole flight, I'm going to go and slap the baby in the face. There's no other... There's no other situation in this world where it would be appropriate for me to slap a baby in the face.
Dude,
but if we're all going...
What is wrong with you?
There's nothing wrong with me. Seriously, like, if this situation where everyone's going, right? Everyone's going. And the whole flight, like, I'm trying to sleep. The baby's been kicking me. Like, that's the only time when you get to slap a baby in the face.
Not me, dude.
You still wouldn't do it?
Dude, if I know I'm going to die and the plane's going down, I'm going on memory lane. I'm going to start to my earliest memories and travel through life and revisit everything in my fucking database before it gets canceled.
Do you crap your pants?
Nah.
No, you don't want to die with crapped pants.
Nah, I mean, you crap your pants after you die anyways.
Really?
You didn't know that?
No.
Well, yeah, because like you have muscles and stuff that like hold everything in, right?
Okay.
And if you die, there's no strength, whatever.
We gotta get a market on that.
A market on what?
A market on preventing that for the very vain people.
That is ridiculous.
Why is that ridiculous?
Because who's like, I know people are stupid and they'd spend their money on anything, but like, who's going to be like, okay, I take these pills every day just in case if I were to die, I won't shit myself. What? Who the fuck's where
pretty,
is
that is now that I think about it, that is pretty fucking morbid. That is pretty fucking morbid.
Where is the fucking market for that?
I didn't even think about pills. I thought like it would be like a gate or something, like just to clog it up, you know, like a tampon or something.
That's ridiculous. I'm wearing this tampon in case I die today. The fuck? What kind of shit is that?
I don't know.
There was a really interesting video on Reddit of a girl from England, and she travels like through a space of probably a month, and it's just little clips from each day. Mm-hmm. And it's not a long video; it's like 5 minutes or something like that. And it's insane because this girl, it's basically shows you a whole movie in 5 minutes. The way it works. Mm-hmm. This girl's in England. All of a sudden, there's a bomb or there's like war in England or whatever. So, you know, things are going off. They're exploding. She has to leave her school. Her dad gets arrested. She's like in some type of concentration camp. You know, she's seen all these people die. All this crazy stuff happens, right? And then at the end of the video, right, and it shows this poor little girl that went through all this stuff, right? Mm-hmm. It says, just because it's not happening here doesn't mean it's not happening.
Damn.
And it's crazy because I'm watching this.
Damn.
And it's a little white girl, right, over in England, and this stuff's happening, right? And I'm like, whoa, that is horrible. That is really horrible. And then they make this reference, like, just because it's not happening here
doesn't mean it's not happening.
And it's like, that's crazy to think about because we know that there are atrocities across the world. every day.
Okay.
We do. We know that, like, you know, poor kids are starving and you know, horrible things are happening and whatnot, right?
I hate when people use that as like a one-up for you not having problems. I hate that shit.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I get it. There's people with no arms that when they sneeze, they shit their pants. Or I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's problems out there. I get it.
Right.
Can I retract my statement about slapping the baby? Because I'm thinking about that. That's pretty fucked up. Like, I don't... Yeah. That's fucked up.
Dad, why would you want to do that?
I don't want to do that. I thought it through. Just... I thought it through. I don't want to be the last thing I do is just me unbuckling my seatbelt on an airplane and going over and smacking a crying kid.
Somebody on YouTube's like, fuck, I got to delete my comment.
Right. He did retract it. You know what's interesting about that is that you could, okay, like let's say you were to do a drama alert video, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever, question, in your journalistic duties on drama alert?
Journalistic duties.
Have you
picked on me for mispronouncing a word, and there you go.
You said atrocities or whatever, when it was like atroc. I don't even know what that word is.
You just said
You know what? Do you ever not use words because they're too hard to fucking spell or pronounce and just try to figure out the simpler version of the word?
On Twitter, if I need to use the word your, I spell it U-R. That's it. I don't spell it any other way, because if I spell it Y-O-U-R,
yeah,
people will come at me and be like, dude, that's not how you spell it. Your
First
grammar's
off,
wrong. It's like
the whole Y-O-U-R thing with the apostrophe and all that stuff. Why do they make the apostrophe so hard to get? Like, most people use Twitter on their phone, right?
This is what people need to understand, right? We're not freaking, like, we don't have the education that kids had. I don't know how what your education was like.
High school?
But kids today are like geniuses. They're way smarter than we ever could be. They are.
I think they just have information at their fingertips. Where when we were kids,
we didn't
have information at our fingertips.
We
have it now, though.
We didn't have computers in school, right? We couldn't go home and have this, like, you know, encyclopedia and dictionary like dance around us like you have.
Yeah.
The internet, right? Like, I think kids are just smarter now because every single one of them knows how to spell correctly.
No, they don't.
And
I think it's less because of the spell check thing.
I don't know. They always get the yours right, and I can never get them right.
Well, you know what? It's not even them like fighting the good fight for your and your. It's not affecting them. They're literally doing it to be assholes. Because think about it. If you have a tweet, it might have, I don't know, 20, 30 words, right? What they're doing is that they're saying, fuck what you're saying. We're going to focus on the fact that you mispronounced a word.
Oh, my God. I wish. Oh, my God. I pray to God. I wish I could find this tweet. I don't know if I'll ever be able. It was like a week ago. There's no way I'll be able to find it. Anyhow, somebody tweeted out that they were doing a charity for, like, starving kids. I don't know exactly what the charity was for, but they were like, you know, look, I'm doing this charity. So far, we've raised $5,000. You know, come to the stream and support it. I looked at that tweet, and then I looked at the responses, and he, like, spelled a word wrong, and there were, like, 5 responses being, like, correcting him. And I'm like, what an asshole move. Like, who's sitting there like, oh yeah, real cool that you raised $5,000 for starving children.
It's okay?
But you don't know how to spell, you fuck.
What the fuck? What would make people like think about that? That's fucking crazy.
The internet's
dude. I feel like I'm hanging out in a toxic area of the internet, man. I really do.
The gaming community is fucking deadly.
Yeah, it really is a party that I don't really want to hang out at. You know what I mean?
There's some people in the community that are really cool.
Yep. A
lot of really cool people. But, and I know a lot of trick-shotting fans and stuff, and a lot of people from that community, like, listen to this show. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad that you're here. But, dude, seriously, your trick-shotting community, your little sniping, spinning clans and stuff like that, like, I respect them. I respect what you do. But you have the worst fans in the world. Like, your fans are fucking like 10, dude. They're 10, 11. Dude, we always make this statement where we're like, oh, yeah, your little 12-year-old fanboys. A trick-shotting community, I mean, they're young as fuck, dude.
So is the older crowd, because I noticed that, like, the 17, 18-year-old crowd, they're, like, all, like, they, like, I think the progression is this. You start with the trick-shotting, and now the progression is going into the, like, competitive player stuff. Like,
yeah,
there's these people
it's
that
moving
are
all around
that are taking this competitive gaming thing super serious, And I'm talking like at night, they're like, okay, we're going to stream Game Battles 8s, or I don't know what the fuck 8s means, but like, we're going to do this or this and this. I'm just like, God damn, you guys are into it.
Dude, every time I tweet at somebody in the trick shotting community, like, I get like a death threat. It's ridiculous. I'll be like, happy birthday, FaZe Banks. And someone will respond, fuck you, I hope you die of AIDS. It's like, what? Like, I seriously, it is the worst. It is the worst. These kids, literally, and they talk shit to, like, the people that they're fans of. Mm-hmm. They'll, like, talk shit to, like, you know, FaZe members or whoever, SOAR people. Like, this community is so fucking vile, right? They don't even know how much, like, trolls they are. It's just a giant group of trolls, and they're in the wrong community. Yeah. It's insane.
I don't know. It's just not healthy.
Little children.
Okay, so like I'm kind of in this like rut right now, and I think it's because all I do is just like play Call of Duty, edit Call of Duty videos, upload it, and on Twitter. Like I need to get away. When's the last time you like didn't do YouTube or Twitter for like 2 days straight? You can't do that. Literally, you've come up with something where you're basically saying, I'm not gonna take breaks,
dude. When you first met me, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, I worked a lot in the house, but I wasn't a fucking hobbit.
No, and it's funny you said that because, like, I'm
a hobbit, dude. I probably gained 20 pounds.
Dude,
since Drama Alert.
I was rewatching some of the old BadKidCast where we actually, like, the video cast where we did stuff. Mm-hmm. Like, I found the sledding one.
Yeah.
Where, like, I broke your back. How did that affect you in the long run? Me breaking your back when No, you good? Okay, good.
I mean, well, I went to the chiropractor and stuff. I just had my back went out a couple days ago, but that was not because of the sledding incident.
Okay.
But anyhow,
I don't know. It's just kind of toxic, and I feel like it's affecting me. And this weather's shitty. I mean, I'm super pumped to go to Seattle, but you know, everyone's saying they're like, "Hey, just stay there." I'm like, I don't know why people don't get the schematics of like moving cross country. You can't just be like, oh, is it Thursday? I might as well just move back to Seattle. Why not?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's like they think that I can just like go into a bunk bed and leave all my shit here. Or whatever.
Dude, people always hit me up and they're like, what would you do if Blade went to Seattle? I don't know. Like, it's not like
we're not each other's lifeline. Like, what the fuck?
But the thing is and I started thinking about that, but from their perspective, it's like, what will happen to the show? You know? Like, right. And I would imagine that, you know, you'd probably get a nice mic or something, right? And we would just do Skype or whatever the case may be.
I think we started the show on Skype. So
yeah, so it's not like it would be
it wouldn't be dead. Like,
the end of the world. But so, are you planning on moving back?
If I can get my shit together, yeah.
Nice.
If I can get my shit together, yeah. I've been not going out, which has been good. Feel more clean on the inside, you know what I mean?
We're talking a little bit about wings.
Okay, so
we were talking about wings of redemption.
Okay. So let me just set this up. Basically, every time I'd watch a wings video, he'd just make me face palm, and he got off Twitter, so I decided I'm just gonna unsub from wings and just be done with it, right? But the thing is, wings is still wings. There's still entertainment value there. So Keem on the ride over is like, hey, did you see Wings' new video? And I'm like, no. He shows me, and it made me realize that I love this motherfucker. I really do. And I honestly, when I started getting sad and depressed, I'm looking back at it, was when I unsubscribed from Wings. Because here's the thing, no matter how, I know we've talked about this before, okay? No matter how down I would be, right? If I watch a Wings video, I would just laugh. It was so funny, and it makes
me. You were totally going somewhere else. With
no. I would laugh. It's hysterical, and it's just like it's a fucking train wreck, but it's an awesome, entertaining train wreck.
That's always been my point, right? You know, so Wings uploads a video today, and it's basically a vlog from the trailer park. Like, he's in the trailer, he's got the camera on the dog, and then he pans out, and there's like two older people that are relatives, and they're all, you know, hey, how's it going there, buddy? Like, you know, and they're sitting there on the recliners, and they're just shooting the shit. You can't understand half of what they're saying, right? It's like a good 5 minutes, and then he gets to the end, and
these are the kind of people that their body parts look like they were melting, like falling off.
Then they were just old. Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah. But so anyhow, they pan the camera over to the guy that's sitting on the recliner, and they were like, "Hey, should we check out the room that you're painting?" And then Wings takes the camera into this really bright yellow room that's just painted.
Time out. You know it's a thriller of a video where they're like, you know what? You want to go look at some paint?
So then Wings takes the camera and
it's getting hot in here.
He puts it in this fucking room that just got painted bright yellow, and the camera's iOS starts flipping out. If you don't know what that is, like a camera has like an auto control on what type of lighting setting it should be on. This thing was so bright that it was creeping out the camera, and it was like strobing all different filters.
It was giving the camera Tourette's is basically what's going on.
It was spamming different filters on the camera trying to adjust itself to what was going on in the room. And it's the stupidest fucking video. And if you told somebody about it and you said, hey, you got to watch this is so good, right? And they ended up watching it, they'd probably kick your ass, but at the same time, they wouldn't be able to turn away. And it's the weirdest fucking thing is because this dude is successful by not being successful. And that's what I love about it.
I mean, I'm not trying to kick him. I don't want the people to think that we're like making fun of him. It's just it's entertaining. It's funny. Now he's going on like this positivity kick.
Wings has always been my favorite, and you know what? I was really proud of him. Somebody went to go talk shit to Wings, and he responded back by saying like, "Yo, I'm trying to change my life, trying to be a better person."
There you go. That's awesome.
He's like, "You're bigger than me, and you're still trying to bring me down. Just please leave me alone."
Oh, did you hear about Shay Carl?
Yeah, he's quit doing vlogs.
Yeah, like he'd been doing them for like 5 years or something.
Oh, I guess you missed the Drum Alert video today.
Sorry.
So anyhow,
I think that's where I learned that from. I think I just told you like something interesting. Oh, did you see the Drum Alert video today, Keem? I just took that in like it was news. Like that's how I get my news. I get my news from Philip DeFranco, you, and then like occasionally I'll watch like Jon Stewart, and Bill Maher. Those are my news things. If anything, anything happens outside that bubble, I don't know about it.
I was having a story with someone I was talking with someone the other day, and they were like, well, what are you going to do in 10 years with Drum Alert? And I'm like, well, by then my fans will probably be like in their 20s or 30s, so they'll probably want real news.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just switch over and start. Can you imagine if
still doing Drum Alert? Treyarch is making Call of Duty 27.
Like what if we like just took my target audience and said, okay, these people on average are like 14 years old. I don't know if that's the real number. I think it's older. But anyhow, so the news progressively goes towards those interests each year.
Yeah. Dude, I had to try to explain to somebody the whole situation with like the different companies that make Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And I had to explain to them the names because they didn't get it. Because they will have a number. Like it starts off like Call of Duty 1, 2, 3, 4.
Right.
And then they'll come up with like a name for it. And they'll have sequels off of the original one. So it's hard to explain to someone. I told them like, yeah, so this company's making Modern Warfare 4. They're like, didn't they already make that? I'm like, no, that's Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. They're like, that's fucking confusing.
All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be right back after this. And we're back.
When's the last time you had a gusher?
A gusher? Oh, my God. I was just thinking about this the other day. How cool would it be to have a snack bar here, all funded by sponsors?
That'd be epic.
Be like, I'm sorry, I know you want YouTube promotion and everything, but we're only accepting $50 shout-outs from Gushers and Slim Jims.
Okay, the reason why I brought that up is because I think a lot of things we do in life is because of one amazing experience we had with it, and we're constantly chasing the dragon, right? I remember when I was a kid, I took a handful of Gushers. I'm going to try to say this without giving you guys a sound bite, but one of those Gushers had like a delayed fuse. I swear to God. Because like I was chewing them. Like, with Gusher, you just kind of bite.
For those of you that don't know what Gushers are, right? Imagine a gummy bear that has juice inside of it. That's what a Gusher is, right? Go ahead.
Okay. So normally you bite into it and it's like juice is out and it's whatever, right? One of them had a delayed fuse. I'm serious because I started chewing. And all of them were chewed. And then like a good 5 seconds later, explosion in my mouth. And I was like, that's awesome. That's what a gusher is. I thought that's what all gushers were. It's just that one gusher that I found. And it's funny though, because like about 2 weeks ago, I was thinking about gushers for some reason. I go to 7-Eleven and I asked the dude behind the counter, I'm like, do you guys have gushers? And he's like, no, but that sounds fucking awesome.
Where are gushers? Like, they still make them. I know they do. They have to.
So are gushers supposed to explode like that?
Yeah.
They are supposed to explode?
Dude, I remember when I was a kid, we went to this superstore, which was called Super Duper. Why did I call it a superstore? It was called Super Duper was the name of the grocery store. And I'm sitting, and it had a big freaking Dumbo on the front of the thing. And it was called Super Duper. But anyhow... What's so funny? So I was sitting.
The fact that someone has to put Super Duper on their fucking resumes if they want to work somewhere else.
I worked at Super Duper. That's what it's called. Anyhow.
I'd never heard of that. It would sound like a fake name, like a stoner trying to get a job there.
No, it's real. We can Google it. But anyhow, they went out of business, right? This is like, I don't know, 10 years ago.
Okay.
And it switched into like a Jubilee. That's what it's called now. But anyhow. We went to Super Duper, and I'm sitting in my mom's van, right? And my sister comes out, and she's got, like, this candy for me. I'm like, this is freaking awesome. You know, right. I'm a young kid. I rip the candy open. I put it in my mouth, and all of a sudden, my mouth is on fire, and I don't know what's going on. I thought she poisoned me, right? It was Pop Rocks. I thought she poisoned me. My mouth's going like because it's the weirdest fucking experience eating Pop Rocks. It really is weird.
Did you ever do the thing with the Mentos and the Coke?
Dude, I just seen a video the other day. I've never personally done it, but I seen a video the other day where they taped a condom on top of the pop bottle, and then they like put the Mentos like inside the condom and dropped it in, and the thing like blew to this like giant fucking baseball inflatable dick.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's retarded. I'm telling you, you should watch it. It's fucking hilarious.
I kind of want to watch that actually. So, back in the day, this is right at the time when like the show Jackass just started showing on MTV. That's a good time frame, right? And we heard about this thing with the Mentos and the Coke, right? So we like go to the store, buy a bunch of 2 liters, buy Mentos, and we couldn't really get it to work. And then I got it to work one time. I put like 4 Mentos in a Coke thing, and then quickly twisted it, like, you know, closed it back up. When you shake it and then throw it on the ground, it will shoot like 100 feet in the air.
I've seen some of those videos. Yeah. Dude, the best one is the dude's doing the Mentos thing. He puts the cap on real quick after dropping the Mentos, shakes it, throws it on the ground. The dude, the fucking bottle shoots like a goddamn missile and then turns and goes right at the camera, hits the cameraman and knocks him on the ground.
That's awesome.
That was like the best one ever.
Dude, you know what a new format of shows that's been going on lately? And it's have you watched a show called Ridiculousness?
Is that the one with the skateboard dude?
Yeah. It's basically like them watching.
It's like the MTV version of Ray William Johnson.
Yeah, I don't know, but
he quit his show, or he is quitting, or something. I don't know.
See, here's the thing that I don't get about that show. Okay, you're kind in Tosh.0, same concept. You're gonna run out of fucking videos. I think you're gonna run out.
No.
Really?
No, there's always a surplus
the stuff on
of
Ridiculousness. Almost all the stuff I've never seen, and I don't get that.
Yeah.
Why isn't that on YouTube? You know what I mean?
It is on YouTube. It's just, here's the thing. YouTube had a brilliant system in place. And I know some people will argue, well, they still do. They still have an awesome thing in place, and you can still find viral videos. Not really.
No, you can't. There's people that made it their job that pump out fucking 10 videos a day that clog the system, and you can't find what you want.
It didn't matter. It didn't matter. When we had a YouTube homepage, right? Mm-hmm. Viral videos would hit the front. That's what happens, right? It's really hard to have viral videos these days. You need an outside source like Twitter, Facebook, or Reddit. It can't happen within the YouTube community where it used to happen. Right. And I think it's a brilliant idea, I guess, for YouTube, because then you're relying on content creators to promote YouTube from other sources. Like, it's brilliant on YouTube's part, but it hurts us, the YouTube community. Mm-hmm. And I don't think anyone's ever thought of it that way because, quite frankly, not everyone's smart like me. But I'm fucking around. But anyhow,
you thought that I believed that?
I think everyone did. I think everyone does. No, but that's why they really do that now. We have this system on YouTube where they make other websites promote YouTube, and that's why you're missing all the viral stuff. Remember the old 2008, 2009, 2010, even 2011, right? If something was viral happening on YouTube, we knew about it. Right? Think over the last year, how many fucking views did What Did the Fox Say Before You Seen It?
Like 13 bajillion or something.
Yeah,
a shit ton.
Me too. I saw it at like 5 million views. We're not. It's not like the Rebecca Black days where everybody knew that was going on. Right. It's not like the Antoine Dotson video where everyone knew that was going on. Today's YouTube, we're missing the big stuff. And I think it's a great opportunity for people in news or people that do those type of shows to come up. You know what I mean? I think part of the reason why Drama Alert is so successful is because it is so incredibly hard for people in this community to find out what's going on. It really is. How can you keep track of everyone?
I've never thought of that before. Yeah, exactly. I don't know how you do it.
Back in the day, you could keep track of everyone because it would pop up. We would know what people were talking about.
Yeah.
You know?
Half the time on my timeline, I don't know what the fuck people are talking about because they won't at anybody and they'll just talk about something. I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about, bro, but I just skip over it. Seriously. It's like this someone made a good fucking point, okay? They go, when they want to say something nice to someone, they'll tweet at them. When they want to say something negative, they won't tweet at them. They'll just say their name. So it's like you wouldn't say, like, let's say you want to say something to Wings, right?
Yeah.
You would, like, I know it's a lot of people just say Wings. They don't say at Warsup. They just say, are you looking at this motherfucker Wings? And it's almost like a way to say, hey, let's talk about this dude, but we don't want him to know. Last night, when there's people over at my house, there's this dude, I swear to God, he reminded me and acted the same way as the gay dude from Wedding Crashers, the son. Swear to God. And he was literally like a bunch of girls were at my house last night, and he's sitting on the couch by himself just looking awkward. And I'm in the kitchen, and I'm like, bro, remember Wedding Crashers, the gay son painter kid that freaked out on Vince Vaughn? Him. And they look at him like, oh my God, it's him. And I'm like, wait a second. We're looking at him like he's in a cage, but he's in the same room. Like, we're looking at him right there. So I think that's the same way as.
Did you go say sorry to him?
No. We just assumed he didn't hear us.
Oh.
We didn't at him, but we talked about him.
People are fucking mean, dude.
Hell yeah, we're mean.
You got to watch out, dude, because people are mean. Like, every once in a while, I'll read something and I'll be like, not laughing. Every once in a while. A lot of times, most of the hate that I get, right, it's laughable, right? It's part of the game. People are like, why do you, every time someone talks shit to you, how come you're defending yourself? I'm having fun, dude. I'm battling.
Right. Yep.
I'm going to war. Like, I get that you're addicted to the COD, but I'm addicted to the social interaction, bro. That's my game that I play every day.
It's so true, too, because I never respond to that shit. And I feel like you would love to just take on, like, the people that say crazy shit to me. That you would love to, like, take them on, like, as a manager or something.
If every person in the YouTube community, right, that I've ever covered on Drama Alert attacked me all on one day, it would be the greatest day, probably the greatest week ever of my internet career. It would be nonstop battling with people. Like, right. I don't know. Like, for the most part, it's a game and I'm having fun and I'm sitting there talking shit. Every once in a while, though, you know what's happening to me recently? Actually getting upset.
Really?
There's some stuff
that's always said. Scary when you start to actually, like, catch a feeling on YouTube.
Ooh,
like, wait a second.
There's been a couple tweets where people keep coming at me and they say this one thing that really gets me. I probably shouldn't say on air.
Yeah.
But anyhow, this is the one thing. Maybe me saying it on air will help me overcome it, right? But a lot of people are saying Drama Alert is like easy. You know, people are coming like, oh, how hard is it to take a picture of a tweet or read tweets, right?
Okay, my response to that is unless you're fucking Freddie Wong making like actual action movies that can go on the big screen, everything on YouTube's easy.
Right. But at the same time, there's more work that people that goes into Drama Alert, which is just boring, time-consuming, stupid stuff. Mm-hmm. Right?
Stuff like getting screen captures of tweets. That's a tedious process.
No, that's not tedious at all. That's the easy part.
Oh, my bad.
The hard part is...
See, that's me. I don't know.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, you think the same way.
Exactly. As a viewer, I thought that.
Okay. So, well, let me explain something to you. You know how I said back in the day, you could keep track of everything, right, better on YouTube, and now, news sources are the only source to get information because everything's fucked up, right? You said, yeah, I don't know how you do it. I'll tell you how I do it. I spend way more hours doing Drama Alert and looking for what's going on in the community so I can report on it to my audience than you would ever imagine. I spent like 8 hours a day. It's like a 40-hour work day. Tracking everything, trying to find everything. I can't just step away from my computer. What if some shit goes down?
You used to be like that. I remember we'd be like out doing something, and you're like, "Dude, the drama always happens when I'm away."
That happened a couple times.
Does the thing with drama? I remember you said that all the big Drama Alert stuff happens on Sundays. Is that the case, or we've had a lot of?
It's still kind of the case. Sunday nights is almost like the full moon for Drama Alert. It's just a couple Sundays ago, something really crazy went down. Now, this last Sunday, it was pretty quiet. The only thing that happened, I think Jay Nasty got hacked or something like that. You know, it's pretty quiet. But if you think about it, I think those dudes from the Prankster channel, Vidian or whatever his name is, and Roman Atwood, I think those dudes got arrested on Sunday night. So, that kind of hit. I don't know. It's just weird. You notice these patterns and stuff the longer and longer and you do stuff, and then you realize, okay, that's why all these corporations are stealing my information.
Okay, you took a quick little veer there, but no,
I didn't take a veer. I'm just saying, I
agree with what you're saying though about the patterns. Like, you do anything long enough, you're gonna recognize patterns.
I have a lot of data.
It's a form of way of predictions.
Yeah, I have a lot of data now, so now it's easy for me to say, okay, 70% of the biggest Drama Alert stories happen on Sundays, so it's Sunday night, let's see what happens, right? The same way companies look at all this data and they figure out a way to get us to buy their shit, So, just something to think about. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back after this.
Mouth away from there.
So we're back, and we got, snacks and stuff. Yeah. For obvious reasons, and so we're going to be eating, and it's probably going to be really rude. So I'm going to apologize before you hear stuff like this.
Right. That's so bad. I hear it in my head, so I'm like, damn. I hate people. Okay, I hate mouth breathers, and I hate people that chew really loud.
People that breathe through their mouth. Do I breathe through my mouth?
No, you don't.
Oh, okay.
My stepdad went out when we would have family dinners, which were excruciating.
How do you know if you breathe through your mouth? You know how I got defensive and I was like, how do I breathe through my mouth? Because I started thinking about how would you know if you breathe through your mouth?
Okay, let me try to imitate a mouth breather.
Is it a conscious thing though? Do you even know if you're breathing through your mouth?
I don't know.
I mean, I know when I run or whatever, if I get a little bit out of breath, obviously you can tell then, but
right.
Anyhow,
this is I feel like we're doing our fans a disservice by eating into the microphone, but these chips are bomb.
Someone just put a like on it, so it can't be that bad.
Boom.
Thank you for that like. Thank you very much. I know who you are. We've connected. Yes. Uh-huh. Sure, I will retweet all your videos.
Why can't there be something like a sign-up club? Be like, if you're a really big fan of Blade, every time a Blade video comes up, you just automatically like it. You don't even have to watch it.
That would be awesome. Dude, I think you could probably make something like that, right?
Yeah.
What if you could make the automated app, whatever, right? Where it's an extension on Chrome, people download it, and they select the channels that they want to support, and it automatically likes every single video of theirs.
I think some YouTubers would abuse the fuck out of that.
Oh, I would. I'd be like, dude, if you want to support me, even though you might not be there, If like, what if you love my videos, right? Mm-hmm. But you honestly forget to hit the like button.
Right. My favorite is when people go, yeah, I don't really have time to watch this video, so I slapped a like on it. Goodbye. It's like, well, thank you. What? Or support comment. I've seen that before. Support comment. That's all it says.
I've seen people just type turned ad block off for this one. It's like, that's such a compliment, but still, you're an asshole. I can't get mad. Boogie made a video bashing ad block.
Okay, what did he say?
He made a video. He said, look, I don't like commercials. I know you don't like commercials, but like this is our livelihood. When I do Twitch, if you have money to donate, you donate to me. But if you don't have any money and you want to donate and you feel like there's nothing you can do, but you really want to help, you can turn your fucking ad block off and watch my videos.
Right.
You could support the channel that way. And actually, he got 1,000 dislikes. 1,000 people were like, fuck you, Boogie, for that.
I think it's because there's a difference between being a YouTube viewer and a YouTube content creator.
Yeah.
And that's honestly what it is. It's the only difference. It's the same thing with music. I'm not a musician. I haven't bought a CD in years. But if I was a musician, I'd be like, motherfuckers, buy my shit, you know?
They need to have a donate button on YouTube.
Yep.
Like they have
on Twitch.
On Twitch. I don't know how we could implement that, but that's what we need. Is it against YouTube rules to put like a donate button in your description? We should find out, because I'll be the first one to do it. I don't care if people call me a money whore. When I see $10 in my fucking PayPal from a fan, that is the greatest thing in the world. That dude just fucking straight up said, thank you for entertaining me. Here's $10. You could take 100 nice comments and it will not equal that fucking $10. But that's fucking money. Dude fucking gave me money because he felt entertained. Right. What is the bigger compliment than that?
That's awesome. Like a little tip jar.
That's fucking amazing. That's like getting that gratitude of that motherfucker on the street banging his drums with his wooden sticks, the barrels or whatever.
Steel drums.
And people putting money in the hat.
Yep.
They're like, you know what? Good for you. We don't get that. We don't get that out of YouTube. We have to rely on likes. We have to rely on comments to get that satisfaction that we're actually entertaining you.
Yeah.
That's the only way we get that reinforcement, right? And, when you have everybody using ad block, it almost feels like they don't like you. They're not that entertained.
Yeah, but I've come to like I said before, come to the conclusion that if you're a viewer, you don't care. I know it's shitty, but it is what it is.
Well, they got to do something.
They have to. Well, yeah, they have to do something.
I mean, people can't afford to do YouTube anymore.
Yep.
I mean, it's a hobby for me, but like there's times where I'm like, dude, I can't put that many hours into this drama alert thing anymore.
Yeah.
Got to do something else, like I'm losing money by doing YouTube. A lot of people are losing money by doing YouTube,
That's true.
Like, I don't know. I always talk about YouTube on this fucking thing.
I think that's because that's what our workplace is, so we end up talking about it a lot, but like
the fans, you know how we have this impression, and I know you do. I don't know if I do or not, but we have this impression. I got a fucking banana like half in my face. I'm sounding stupid as fuck right now, but anyhow, we have this impression that the viewers don't like hearing us talk about YouTube stuff.
Oh.
It's the different. That's not the case.
Well, I just go, okay. I go into viewer mode. I don't want to listen to YouTube. I don't like when I go to these events. I've said this before. When I go to these events and all the YouTubers are talking about YouTube, my brain hurts.
Yeah. So what do you want to talk about? Can you believe I had a dream that you fucking died?
Yeah. So explain that. Start from the start. What?
This happened, I don't know, 2 or 3 days ago. I was up for a really, really long time. And I took a brief nap, and Melissa came home, and she was telling me, oh, my God, Melissa's story's crazy. Okay. Melissa came home, and she was telling me the story, and I'll get to the story later. It's way better than this story. She tells me some story and wakes me up.
Yeah.
Right? And I wake up, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? And I grabbed my phone right away and started looking at my Twitter, right? Because I was still in a daze. The dream was this. I was doing YouTube. I was doing Drama Alert, right? Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, my Twitter feed filled up with Blade is dead, Blade is dead, Blade is dead, Blade is dead.
Okay.
And it was like that. It was like all the same thing, like spam from different people. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, what is going on? And I got in a Skype call, and I was talking to, I think it was T. Martin or someone like T. Martin or someone like that, right? And they were telling me the story that you drove a car off a cliff or something,
That's
right?
so fucking crazy, because I have dreams that the way I'm going to die is in a car accident.
So you're in this car, you freaking blow up or whatever, you die, right? There's a helicopter that's flying over your death scene, right?
Okay.
And there's a guy holding a camera.
Do I throw a sticky bomb at the helicopter?
No, this is the thing. There's smoke. It's burning. Like you're in there, and there's a helicopter, right? And the video footage is from like the news or something. And there's a helicopter flying around, and then it zooms into the helicopter, and fucking FPS Russia is holding the camera, and Dylan's flying.
Oh my god!
I'm not joking, right? So I'm like, what the hell? And I'm like, did he fucking assassinate him or something? Like I'm thinking like maybe they killed you or whatever.
Right.
The next thing that happens is somehow I'm on this like stage, and it's like the Oscar stage pretty much. And all the YouTubers are like fucking sitting out there like the stars of the Oscars or whatever, right? And I'm on stage.
Oh, I got an idea.
And I'm like doing a memorial for you. I'm like, yeah, this guy, you know, was really good at Call of Duty, blah, 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 or whatever. And then I'm like, and today we're going to have this package for you all to buy to support Blade's family or whatever. And they had popsicles that were fucking like in the shape of blades, and people were buying them for like $10.
You know what I want to do? I just came up with something fucking awesome and epic.
What?
Okay? This is what I want to do. When we go, like, if PAX is a success and there's tons of people there, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to have a recreation of the selfie that Ellen took at the Grammys
yeah.
with YouTubers.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
That would be epic.
I think everyone's had that idea when it happened.
I've never heard of that idea.
I did. I was like, wow, we should totally do that with like real people that are important.
Did you really have that idea?
I really did have that.
Okay, there you go.
I'm serious. I did.
Well, I like the one thing, like someone said that Leonardo DiCaprio will never win an Oscar, but later on, like 50 years from now, when someone plays the role of Leonardo DiCaprio in his biography pick, he's going to get the Oscar.
That would be funny. Anyhow.
Any hoozle.
So Melissa wakes me up to tell me this story. I didn't hear the story, right? I wake up. I'm like looking at my phone. I'm like, oh, that was a dream. Blade's alive, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I was pissed at myself. I'm like, why the fuck am I dreaming about YouTube? This is fucking retarded right now, right? I wake up a little bit. I go take a shower. I go talk to Melissa, and she's like, what are you doing up? I thought you were tired. I go, well, you woke me up screaming about something. What happened? Tell me what you were talking about. She goes, okay, listen. You know how I had to go to the store to get some toilet paper and some stuff, right? So I went over to the Family Dollar. I parked my car. I went in. I got my stuff that I needed, walked out, and I seen across the street this lady, you know the bowling alley down the road?
Yeah.
This lady runs out of the bar from the bowling alley screaming, flailing her hands back and forth, saying, ah! Like making these weird noises, right? So my girlfriend Melissa's like, what the fuck is going on? Now, Melissa goes to get in her car to like drive away or whatever, and at the same time, the lady comes across the street and gets in the car right next to Melissa. And Melissa's like, should I pull away now or let her pull away first because she doesn't want to like hit her or whatever?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, Melissa like gets startled because this car starts squealing the wheels with the brake on and full bore, and this woman's in it, right? It's going like squealing, right? About
this
to take
off. Crazy story, okay.
So the car takes off, right? And Melissa's like, okay, where we live in Buffalo, right? There's a parking lot, and what's in the middle of all the parking lots? A giant snow mountain. Because what they do is they plow the whole parking lot, which is like baseball field size or football field sizes, right? And they push all the snow into one pile, and it creates this giant mountain,
huge
right?
Mountain, yeah.
So she says this lady starts peeling off, right? And she hits one of those snow mountains full bore. Melissa says, dude, it was like an explosion. The whole top of the snow mountain just flew like so far. I picture the top of this snow mountain just exploding, and the car disappears over the top of it.
To people listening, just to put in perspective, these little mountains that they make by plowing the whole thing, it's as taller than like a stop sign.
No, dude, even taller.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, it's huge. So anyhow, she goes and dude, they're like 2 stories high, bro.
Yeah, you can't see traffic lights. That's a better comparison.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
So anyhow, she flies over this thing, right? And it goes on the other side where Melissa can see, and half the snow mountain is gone, and the car's gone. And Melissa's looking all over like, oh my God, what's happening? So Melissa goes over there, right, to see what's happening, and the car like flew up in the air, went straight down, and like crunched. Right, the airbag's out. The drunk lady's in there, and she's got her hands over her face, and she's just saying, "Don't call the cops! Don't call the cops!" So apparently, she was really drunk, and Then I eventually, her sister came over and was like, "Are you okay?" And her first response is, "Where's Jim?" Because apparently she was mad because her boyfriend cheated on her or something. But anyhow, that's just insane.
Yeah, that is nuts.
I wish Melissa had a camera. That's like,
I wish okay, so you know how like on the Elgato, how it records everything, and
yeah,
then if you want to, you can just kind of go back and capture it. I wish that there was like something like that in life.
I'm trying to do that with Google Glass, I guess.
I personally think that the whole it's not glasses, it's got to be contacts.
Yeah,
I told you about the eye, right?
Mm-mm.
That's a joke, but like everything is going with Apple products or whatever. It's like I got my iPhone, my iPad, my whatever, right? The eye is a contact lens that you use that has all your information on it, and that like an iPod, but you put it in your eye. You can like watch movies,
yeah,
like listen to music.
It'd be really distracting though.
I think it's coming towards that, bro. That's what the Google glasses are.
You know how there's rules where you can't like drive and talk on the cell phone?
Yeah.
Is there going to be laws like you can't fucking have your eye in when you're driving?
Maybe it senses if you're moving in a car that it just shuts off. But that wouldn't work for people on the bus though. So I don't know.
It's confusing. It's confusing to think about what the future is going to be because it's going to be so insane. If you think about it, right? When I started YouTube, there wasn't any of this stuff that we have today. There wasn't this like Elgato. There weren't these cameras. There's so much stuff that has advanced in this short period of time.
At the same time, though, there's a lot of things that haven't advanced.
Like what?
Okay, I'll give you a good example. Have you ever seen the movie Back to the Future?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you realize that we're coming to the time where in Back to the Future 2 is like our current time right now in the real world?
What was it, 2015 or
like
something?
2015, I think it was, right?
Yeah.
So, and a lot of that stuff we don't have. That they're like floating cars, the floating stuff. We don't really have anything that floats, if you think about it.
Yeah.
So, and there's certain things that we're not getting that was predicted, but then we talk about all these advances, you know?
Well, there's a scientist. An amateur scientist known as John Hutchinson.
Okay.
And he's in Canada. I think that's his name. Don't quote me on that. And basically, he's been doing all these studies with radio frequencies of making things float.
Okay.
Like he can make like a bowling ball float. It's really interesting stuff. The government like pretty much went in and like stole his stuff.
So you say that. What I thought of is, if any of this crazy stuff that's out there, there's going to be YouTube videos on how to do it, right? I could probably Google or YouTube right now how to build a hovercraft. And there's probably some dude that figured out how to really honestly make a hovercraft float or whatever, right?
Right.
And I thought about it, and I completely forgot what the fuck I was just talking about.
Someone probably figured out how to do it, and then someone else bought the patent? Or they just didn't share it? I don't know.
No, I was going to jump from there. I don't know. Oh, yeah, this is what it was. So this dude was cooking meth, right?
Yeah.
And he literally was wearing an El Paco t-shirt. I'm mispronouncing it, but basically, I don't know if you ever watched Breaking Bad, but in Breaking Bad, there's a chicken restaurant that the owner of the chicken restaurant was really this meth kingpin. So it's a fake restaurant. It's for the show, but he was wearing that.
Yeah.
He was wearing he was wearing a Breaking Bad t-shirt while he was actually cooking meth and got arrested in it. So in his mugshot, he's wearing a Breaking Bad t-shirt. So that person literally watched. You know what? Breaking Bad is such a phenomenal big thing. Like I know you didn't really get into it, but like I got into it. It is as big of a thing as like The Walking Dead is. That I wonder how many more people have started cooking meth because of that show.
I don't know. Who would do that though?
Who would do what?
Who would watch something like on a movie and be like, you know what?
People do it all the time.
So who's out there like, I'm going to go look for avatars?
Well, that's different, dude. That's totally fucking different. You can actually cook meth. A person can actually cook meth. You're not going to go fucking find avatars and all this stuff, you know?
I don't know. I just don't think people would watch. Who's that dumb that's going to watch a series?
Oh, there's some dumb people out there, bro. There's some dumb people out there. I really want to turn my hoodie. I showed him a tweet where he you wear a hoodie backwards and you can eat out of the hoodie's like a little pouch you can eat out of.
I saw that. That was pretty funny.
That dog did not like you, bro.
The dog bit me over at your house, yeah.
So
fucking asshole.
Keem comes over to my house, right? And right now, my landlord's father, he passed, right? He passed, so now they're dealing with the wake and the funeral and all this stuff. And so she goes, hey, can you watch Bella, which is their dog, which is a puppy of Scott's dogs or whatever, right? I hate this fucking dog. I really do. Like, first off, she shit and pissed on my laptop about a year ago. And it sucks because the laptop's on its last legs anyway, you know? So it's like, if someone fender benders your bucket of a car, do you get mad at them because they totaled it? Or do you still just like, seriously, dude, this is fucked, you know? And as soon as Keem walked in, the dog went fucking nuts on him.
And bit me.
Yeah.
Bit me in the leg about 3 times. The first 2 weren't really hard. They was just nipping.
What is it about pet owners? If you tell them that your dog bit them, they go, no, that can't be. Like, motherfucker, no, yes, it is.
Why did Scott say that?
Okay, so first off, before, Scott would have to go away on something, right? And I'd watch his dogs. Now, I like his dogs now. I know their names. It took me about a good year before I figured their names out, or the difference between the two, right? Because they're like, it's a mother-daughter thing. And so, like, I used to take them out, and they're like, people would be like, oh, these are beautiful dogs. What are they? What are their names? How old are they? I'm like, I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
For the longest. And then I fucking figured it out because apparently it was offensive not to know Scott's dogs' names for some reason. And so...
I mean, this argument that you're about to make, that all pet owners don't take responsibility for their dogs, isn't really a good argument to make because you're basing this off of one experience with Scott, who doesn't take responsibility for anything.
He okay, easy. Now, and
I've seen this.
I've seen this with other pet owners, but I'm using this as an example, right? So Scott's away. A couple times a day, I take Scott's dogs out so that they can like piss and shit, right? So I take them out, and while I take them out, there is a lady with a little dog, right? And so the Kaya and KJ run up to him, and they start barking at him and like kind of smelling him a little bit, like being friendly with him. But then the dog barked at him, so Kaya like bit the dog. Mm-hmm. And so the lady like picked her little dog and was like, "Oh my god, the dog is a maniac! You bit my dog! Holy shit!" And so I'm just like, that's fucked up. Okay, Kaya, KJ, get inside. Like, okay, I'm not going to discipline them. It's not my fucking dogs,
right?
And I told Scott about it later, and he was just like, "No." I'm like, what do you mean no? He's like, no, they've never done that in the 9 years I've had them, so they didn't do it. I'm telling you what happened.
Wasn't there a situation where like one of the dogs pissed on the floor and Scott blamed like us for it?
Blamed me.
The dog pissed on the floor. How's that your fault?
That's what I was. Okay, so the dog pissed on the floor, right?
Yeah.
For whatever reason, like maybe I didn't take him out or whatever, right? And Scott immediately looks at me. He's like, what the fuck? I'm like, why are you what the fucking to me? What? And he's just like, my dogs have never done that. Now all of a sudden they are? What's going on? I'm like, how do I have any... And later on...
I'm not talking shit about Scott when I say this, but that dude doesn't take responsibility for anything he does. I'm not talking shit. That's the truth. You know, like it's you can't base your whole opinion on pet owners off of Scott.
I'm not basing my whole opinion on pet owners. Let's move away from the Scott thing. I just thought that was a little ridiculous.
I'm not trying to bash him. I'm just saying, like, dude, like that dude could, I don't know,
easy,
punch you in the face and then say, hey, your face
broke my hand.
Yeah, like, what are you doing, idiot? Why you headbutting my fist? Dude's a joke. I'm sorry. I'm done.
Done. There we
go.
Boom.
Something else. Yep.
Right. No shit, dude. So I actually had a pretty awesome feeling. You know when you have a feeling or you like reenact something or whatever, and it makes you remember like, oh wait a second, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So we had a bunch of girls over at the house last night, right? And it was a plus ratio of girls to dudes, you know?
Nice.
Now, I wasn't drinking, but everyone that came there had been drinking, but they weren't like drunk like I get drunk, if that makes sense, right? They're like really, really nicely, extremely buzzed. Not to the point of like inebriation, but they're nicely buzzed or whatever. So we're all there. People are trying to hook up with each other, this and that. And it got to the point where the one of the girls, she was 18, and she was the DD for her sister, right?
Okay.
And not gonna lie, she's hot, but like for me, 18's too young.
Okay.
Okay. And it got to the point where everyone was trying to get a place to sleep. So I thought I'd be the nice person, right? And I was like, listen, you can sleep in my bed, and I'll fucking crash out in the living room. Just trying to be a nice gentleman. I'm not trying to bang her. I'm just like, here you go. This is a nice thing that and she's like, oh, thank you so much. I got her a charger for her phone. She like slept in my bed, right?
Right.
So as I'm sitting out there in the living room and I'm like trying to fall asleep on my recliner, I'm like, this isn't working. I got a big fucking bed. I'm just going to go in and fall asleep. And so she was sleeping. I jumped. I had to like crawl over her and get into bed and I go to sleep, right? Well, I wake up in the morning and I like look over and I'm like, oh, that's awesome. It's awesome to wake up to a female in your bed.
Right.
And it's a feeling I haven't had in a while because I haven't had a girlfriend in a minute. And oh, what the fuck?
Oh, something went wrong with the audio. 1 minute. Fixing. I don't know why it's doing that. Anyhow.
I heard an awesome quote about whores and prostitutes.
So what happened when she woke up?
No, that was it. That was the story. I just woke up and she was in the bed.
Oh.
And it was a pretty cool feeling. Someone made a really good point. They said that you don't pay prostitutes for sex. You pay prostitutes to leave. Do you actually I know the question. I know the answer to this question, but you don't sleep in the same bed as Melissa, huh?
No.
Yeah, and you know what? It's so much better. I toss and turn when I sleep.
Yeah.
I've actually lost a relationship with a girl because when we slept in the same bed, I would I have bad dreams, and I don't like say like I don't talk or anything like that. You know how some people, that's weird when people like talk when they're in dreams.
I want to know why Wings changed his name. I wonder if we can get this going.
What up, guys? It's your boy Wings of Redemption, and I'm back bringing you another gameplay here on Call of Duty. Just a little sniper footage I've got pieced together here.
We're listening to a Wings
Remember,
video for those of you that don't know.
Gameplays or any of my gaming gameplays or watching any of my gaming gameplays does not. Guys, it's your boy Wings of Redemption.
First off, can I say something real quick? The
What?
way he's talking right now, it's like he's holding his breath while he's talking. I don't know, like he's like trying to like say a million words in 30 seconds. Slow it down, Pimpin'.
What are you doing? Hit play.
What up, guys? It's your boy Wings of Redemption, and I'm back bringing you another gameplay here on Call of Duty. Just a little sniper footage I've got pieced together here for you. And remember, liking my Call of Duty gameplays or any of my gaming gameplays or watching any of my gaming gameplays does not hinder my weight loss effort, but helps it out because it alleviates the whole need for money.
Pause. What?
Liking his video, all right, helps him out by being happy so he can work more on his weight loss because he gets more money and he's not stressed about money, so he doesn't eat. That's what he said.
That's the longest winded thing. First, can I say something? I just thought about this. Every time when we start the show, and I literally wanted to say this as soon as it happened, but when we start the show, what do? You go, what's up, guys, blah, blah, blah. And then you go in the spiel, and then you have this thing where you want me to say the last word of like every sentence.
Yeah.
I feel that's like a sobriety test. Every time you do it, I feel like I like got pulled over and I need to pass it. Like,
I don't know why, but when you were telling the story and you were getting into it and you're like, you know how you make me say the last word to everything? I'm like, this dude is about to go all out boycott on the intro.
No, I'm not doing the boycott on the intro, but like honestly, like first off, a lot of times like what I find makes the podcast better is if we smoke a little bit of weed before the podcast. If we smoke too much, we've had some podcasts we had to throw away because it was like, honestly, it was 12 minutes and we thought it was like 2 hours.
So there was parts where we were just like spacing out and we would just laugh for like a minute straight.
Yeah, there'd be no audio and then it was just bad, right? So now I smoke and I'm like, okay, now I need I got a game face on. Let's go. You know what I mean? And so when you're doing this, I feel like I just got pulled over and I have to pass a I'm not high test or something like that, you know? And I'm like, okay, did I pass it? Cool. Okay, good.
Feel free to rate the video as best you wish. For those of you
as
wondering,
best you wish.
You've seen some graphic changes on my channel over the last couple of days. You notice there's wonderful thumbnails. You'll notice that the thumbnails stand out. They're vibrant. You'll notice a huge...
Why is this dude talking about thumbnails? Why is this dude talking about thumbnails?
If you noticed my channel over the last couple days, and listen, there might be some people
when you write a story, you don't talk about the cover of the book.
There might be some people out there, I understand, that'll be like, you know what? You guys are fucking idiots. Why are you hating on Wings? We are not hating on Wings. We love Wings for this reason.
Right.
Starting to use in the titles and the description of my videos. And I wanted to go ahead and kind of touch on all of this and why am I doing it and what it's for. Well,
time out. We know why you're doing it, what it's for. Like,
why? Why did he change his name? What's it for? Let's see if you know.
I thought he was talking about. I thought he was still on thumbnails. My bad.
Oh no.
He's on. Okay. He didn't really change his name.
He changed his name and changed his whole image, and he's about to tell you why. And I did hear a little bit of this, and I stopped it, and I was like, "This sounds really good."
Well, there's a TV show, and that TV show is called Bar Rescue. I was watching Bar Rescue with my buddy Brooke just the other day, and while I'm watching this, I'm sitting there thinking, "Man, this is what I need to do to my channel." For those of you who are never seen the program, or maybe don't even have access to it, Bar Rescue is basically where a guy named John Taffer goes around and takes these dive bars and turns them into something special and gets the community to come back to it and gets customers to return and give it a second chance. And hopefully the second chance they'll stick around and maybe find this one.
I love where he's going with this. This is awesome.
Well, this is what I'm kind of trying to do. And some of the key parameters that he does when he changes a bar around is, first off, he changes the name of the club. And I needed to change the name of my club, and here's a couple of reasons why. A couple of reasons I need to change the name of my club. If you punch Wings of Redemption into the search engine, you find nothing but negative results. It's Wings versus this person, Wings, death, suicide, Wings versus...
Isn't that really good?
If you type in Wings, I do know what you're saying, because I remember, like, every time I want to, like, see a Wings video, I always have to type in Wings, and I noticed that the first video that pops up when you type in Wings was a BadKidCast that we did where it was like Wings versus White Boy or something like that.
Yeah.
Like his channel didn't pop up, so he's fucking spot on with this. I thought we were gonna bash him, but like I really like the analogy that he's using of, have you seen that show?
I haven't seen the show, but it's brilliant. He said, you know what? I'm trying to change my life. I'm sick of Wings of Redemption being this bad guy, so I'm no longer going to be Wings of Redemption. I am Jordy Jordan, and I love that. I respect that, and I think that's really good.
You have to watch that show, dude. I fucking marathoned that show the other night. That show's awesome.
What's it on?
It's on like TLC or
Bar
something.
Rescue. Okay,
Bar Rescue is
it.
awesome. But seriously, he like what he says. It's this dude, and there's this bar, and it's like failing, and it's always like this It's always the same story of, they're losing like $5,000 a month because the bars ran like shit. And they go in there and they rejuvenize it, and there's always like some bullshit. There's always some assistant manager that's like not doing his job right.
Right.
And it's always like at one bar. Check this out. One bar. This was awesome. It was in like Tennessee, right? They didn't have a liquor license, but there's like this loophole in Tennessee where people can bring in their own bottles of booze, and they'll give them like glasses and fucking and ice and stuff like that. But they can't charge a bottling service, so all people would come into the bar and get shit faced for free. Or shit based on their own booze.
That's awesome.
He's like, that. What's awesome for us, that'd be cool. But like for a bar owner, that's retarded. And these girls were showing titties too.
Just syndicate. Everything there is just negative. The only thing positive about that is I think Wings and Fallout comes up. I think that's it. For the most part, people love to just rag on negativity and bring up things of the past. For those of you who are unaware, the Wings vs. Syndicate thing was 3 years ago. The Wings Death Suicide thing wasn't even true, and there never was a Wings versus Thunder, so I don't even know where these things come from. But with that
Time
being said,
out.
We were there, buddy.
Time out. What do you mean? It was just that's the fucking dog owner approach. No, it didn't happen. The fuck?
We were there, dude.
That was a thing. Like what?
I helped you, Wings. Remember when I said life is special?
That one didn't even happen. What?
Nope.
Okay.
There's just video evidence, you know.
There's just the thing where it did happen. Just that part.
You must have missed that one, buddy.
There's Wings is a camper. I mean, and that's
Is it
pretty
really-
much it.
is it really that
I
late?
love to fucking camp. And this is me camping my
shit, we
ass
should go
off with a
for some.
sniper rifle, playing it the only way I know how. But keep in mind, that I play Call of Duty as regularly as an old man constipated takes a shit. It's just something I just don't do that often anymore.
All right, guys, we're going to pause it right here. Listen, if you want to check out the rest of the Wings video, we'll actually link it. Like I said, we're not hating on the dude. It's just like...
That's actually a really good fucking commentary.
Wings is a person that I'm always entertained by. Sometimes I'm entertained by his downfalls. You know, and I'm just being honest. You know, sometimes Wings takes a dive, bad shit happens to Wings, and it's funny because he is my fucking Michael Scott of The Office on the internet, you know?
That's actually a really good fucking commentary, though. I
think he did a good job. Guys, thank you for watching, or listening, if you will, this episode of the BadKidCast. I got to run this motherfucker to the airport.
Seattle bound, baby. Gonna blog.
Bam.
Bam.